Hello, everyone. This is Adam Meister, the BitcoinMeister, the Disrupt Meister. Welcome to the One Bitcoin Show. Today is May the 18th, 2022. Strong hand, long-term thinking, conviction. Bitcoin is the next Bitcoin, baby. I'm offended by selling even today, baby. Of course I am. Hello, my elite friends, my unique beasts that are out there, my people who crave the insider information. I am back for two reasons. A guy sent me some Ethereum. Thank you very much. So we need $100 for the next One Bitcoin Show. Ask super chat questions. Type in BitcoinMeister. I'm in Salt Lake City. It is beautiful. I am practicing for a speech I'm going to give in Sioux Falls, South Dakota this weekend. It is linked to below. The event, Bitcoin Day. They fly me all over the country. I give speeches. Dudes who think where have you been, Adam? Dude, I tweet on Twitter every day. I'm at Tech Vault over there. Okay, so follow me. I just don't do videos. They're a pain in the tuchus to do. You got to pay me to do them, baby. Bitcoin Magazine was paying me to do them. Then we had the event. And I'll talk about that real quick. Bitcoin Magazine event in Miami. The previous show I did was on March the 31st. So it was before that. So here's my report on that. It was a great time. 20,000 people, really high class event. Great to see a lot of you guys there. It's clear at this point that 2022 is 2018 and 2014 again. The halving cycle continues. And this is going to be part of my speech I'm giving in Sioux Falls. It's supposed to be unique beast, insider information. I mean, that gives me a lot of leeway what I want to talk about at this speech. So what I want to tell people to start off is that 2022, yeah, we're in a bear market. Deal with it. Pound that freaking like button, people. I've been through this a lot. 2014, I've been through 2018, okay? I've been in this game since I bought my first 2 Bitcoin in 2013, all right? And what we're going through right now is there's a lot of opportunity here, okay? Don't believe the doomers and the gloomers. They don't even own, they're no coiners. They own nothing. You know, the world's going to end. Russia, this, that, and the other. So much money was spent on this event by the sponsors that were there, okay? Millions upon millions of dollars. I mean, the stuff that was money that was being thrown around, okay? And this is during a bear market. This was incomprehensible in 2018, okay? The amount of money that is flowing around our space, even though Bitcoin just dropped. Oh my God, it's under 30K, blah, 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 blah. All right. So something I'm going to talk about during my speech that I don't have to really talk about now is 210,000 block theory. You could take any point in time and subtract 210,000 blocks, and Bitcoin is worth more for you fiat freaks who value your wealth in fiat still. I don't get that. And by the way, I want to thank Bob Burnett. He's going to be speaking also in Sioux Falls. He gave me this shirt. His beautiful wife got me another shirt also. What's his mining company? Barefoot Mining. So that'll be in Sioux Falls. He's giving the speech. He was down there in Miami also. But what I want to say is there's a ton of money flowing around there. And you only need some basic freaking skills that you guys take for granted to get a job in this space, okay? Because what's $100,000 to these people, all right? $100,000. They spent $100,000 on all these booths were incredibly expensive. And it's not just them. So these companies are thriving now in the Bitcoin space. I'm not talking about you want to go beyond Bitcoin? Be my guest. I have no problem with that. I am a man who believes in productivity. I am create don't destroy. So if all these altcoins want to do their thing, have Web 3.0, whatever you want to call it, look, go ahead. It doesn't bother me. My philosophy, is confident, decentralist. That is my life philosophy I've decided on. You do your thing. We don't need a centralized authority to tell us anything. And I'm confident in my thing. I believe in Bitcoin. So you can do your thing in Ethereum. Ethereum's the next Ethereum. Good, great. You know what? When Ethereum pumps soon, Bitcoin's going to pump also. I have no problem with that. I'm a confident decentralist. Bitcoin doesn't have to destroy everything here and become the one, centralized. There are always going to be other coins out there. But I digress. I get into these digressions. I get into these tangents. All right. Let's go back. Let's go back here to the issue, and that is the golden age that we are freaking living in right now. All right, in the Bitcoin space. That even though we're in this down market, so this is in 2018 and 2014 especially. Everything was disappearing. Things were going away. It wasn't just the price. There was fear in 2014. Fear that it could go to zero. That didn't happen in 2018, that it could go to zero. Only nincompoops still tweet stuff about that. But in 2018, businesses were not doing well. They're all hiring right now. You out there right now, I give you an assignment. All right, we talk about the 210,000 block theory. If you tell me the date 210,000 blocks ago, tell me the date and the price of Bitcoin 210,000 blocks ago. If you can do that, you can get a job at these companies. Any of them, any of these darn companies. No one has those skills. Most people can't send a Bitcoin, all right? You out there in the audience, if you can send a Bitcoin, you got a skill. If you know how to search a block explorer and figure out what was 210,000 blocks, well, you can easily, what day was 210,000 blocks ago? And it's roughly 4 years ago, roughly 47 months ago, 46 months ago, whatever it is. I can do it. I didn't do it before the show, but I had a tweet recently where I found what the price was in 420,000 blocks ago, 210,000 blocks ago. And of course, the price is way more now. It's at 29,000 right now. Back 210,000 blocks ago, I think it was 6,000, 7,000, and 420,000 blocks ago, it was $400. It's ridiculous. And that's the other thing. These events are still going on. Huge event in Miami. Huge. We're doing these Bitcoin Day events all over the place. The event started going down the tubes in 2018. I had a great time at the Bitcoin Rodeo, which was basically 210,000 blocks ago. And I met, thank God, I met some people there. That's how I got involved with Coinbeast eventually. But this is different. There is so much opportunity this time. So if you are not a lazy tree, if you are really in motion, and part of my speech, I'm going to try to talk about my various sayings. I have so much stuff written down here. I'm just trying to flesh it all out. Like, what exactly am I going to talk about on this weekend in Sioux Falls, South Dakota? Sioux Falls, South. I have actually been there before. Right now, again, I am in Salt Lake City. Since I left Miami, I was in Chattanooga, which has a lot of potential. I was in Cheyenne, Wyoming. I had videos from all these places. I haven't had the time to post them yet. In Cheyenne, I am literally standing in front of the Capitol, yelling Caitlin Long's name to appear magically. When I was in Cheyenne, Wyoming, again, I was there for 8 days. The only big thing about Bitcoin that I saw was actually on the front page of the newspaper. There was something about their house. Their state senate or House of Representatives, whatever they call it over there. I want to say the House of Delegates. That's what we call it in Maryland. There was some bill they were proposing to make it even more cryptocurrency friendly. I don't know what the heck it was. But I know people request, they want to see, what I've been up to. Dude, I've been traveling the freaking country in my Nissan Versa. It's been so awesome. And it's so fun to be in motion and meeting people and seeing different cities. And Chattanooga, there's so much potential. And the people, Chattanooga's doing great, first of all. This is not just potential. I took video of pictures of the homeless encampment there. That was weird. But yes, remember at the beginning of this journey, if you go to my backup channel, the one video I uploaded from when I was outside was in West Virginia, in Huntington, West Virginia. Huntington, West Virginia should copy Chattanooga, Tennessee. That is all I have to say right now. They could be as glorious as Chattanooga. And Chattanooga, Tennessee has an aquarium that clearly copied the Baltimore Aquarium. There is no doubt about it. Good for them, though. Good for them. BitcoinMeister, compared to the stock market, Bitcoin is doing better than fantastic. Yeah, it is. It is. But I don't even care about the stock market. Who the heck has their money? I mean, these Bitcoiners still are telling me about silver and gold and stock. Come on, dudes. I mean, it's just so ridiculous at this point. But yeah, I don't feel the need to compare all that stuff to Bitcoin. I am a confident decentralist in everything I do in life. Fitting in is overrated. I don't have to be part of these centralized mainstream structures. Okay. And I can enjoy that, I can be comfortable with the fact that people are doing ridiculous virtue signaling, woke, horrible things and all these others. Let them do that in that state. If your state really goes down the tube, we have 50 states, move. It's all about, don't get into attack vector land where you own a house because, someone told you it was great that everybody owns a house. That's an attack vector. And then you get stuck in New York State. I mean, don't own a house. You don't need to own a house at all. The ultimate property is Bitcoin. That's my asset. That's all. I don't have a house at all. Not at all. I have got that car now, but that didn't used to be an asset. Now it can be considered an asset. It's disgraceful because of inflation. The car's values are going up. It's horrible. But whatever. I don't care about I'm prepared for inflation. I compete. I'm not going to complain. I compete. What did I do? I prepared for inflation years and years ago with the Bitcoin, the best freaking asset out there. All right, so this is what you do. If you want a job in this space, have those skills, all right? Know how to send the Bitcoin. Know how to search. Just be able to do what I said and put yourself out there. These companies, they're hiring, but they're not they're not going after you. You got to go after them. They don't need you. They don't need to go out of their way to find you. You go find them. You go to events first of all, you went to Bitcoin Magazine, the Bitcoin Magazine event in Miami. You go every single booth, you introduce yourself. Or you bring your 19-year-old kid with you and you bring him and you say, this is my kid. He wants to get into cryptocurrency. I guarantee you there were so many booths there at the Bitcoin Magazine event that, your kid would get a job. He would just have to demonstrate some skills, just to show that he knows how to figure out what the price of Bitcoin was 210,000 blocks ago, what day it was. If you could do that, you can get a job. So what you got to do, let's say you can't physically go to some of these events for some reason. Doesn't matter. They will hire you to work remotely. But you have to demonstrate that you're a real person. On your Twitter account, make a video. Make a video that demonstrates some Bitcoin knowledge. Every topic that I'm talking about right now, make a video of you talking about the 210,000 block theory. Take all my ideas. I don't care. Use all my sayings. You pin the video at the top of your Twitter feed, as I have on mine. What's my pinned Twitter feed video? What is my pinned video? It's me from freaking 2014 telling people to buy Bitcoin at $420 a pop, okay? And then you might become very rich. And I have become, and people who took my advice have become very wealthy because of it. And so that's a really good pin video, but you can have your own awesome pin video, okay? And it'll age very well also, but don't worry about it aging well. You put it up there, and at that point, you go and you DM CEOs, marketing people, whoever, high up people at these various companies in the Bitcoin space. And it's so easy to find them, okay? You don't have to go to the event. Who's sponsoring the event? You look at all the sponsors. You see who their CEO is. You look it up on Twitter. You send them a DM. But your Twitter feeds, it's got to look pretty nice. It's got to look nice before you send them a DM. You got to have a good pin thing. You got to have some interaction going. It can't just be some new, You got to have your face out there, make the video look decent, wear a nice Bitcoin shirt, okay? Fix your hair up a little bit, and you introduce and some of them will ignore you. And you use your freaking brain and make up a job. See what they need. What can you bring them? And again, all these people need marketing people. All of them need marketing people. And marketing, it doesn't take any technical skill at all. I mean, I was, and I'm not ripping on marketing people. I was a freaking marketing major at Washington University in St. Louis, okay? All right? I know it doesn't take technical skill. It takes common sense that Americans are the best marketers out there. The Europeans, they don't even have marketing. It's disgraceful and stuff, okay? Well, not disgraceful. They're just different. It's kind of weird. And Meister, what was the highlight during your travels? I don't know. I just just being free, man. But my favorite city so far, Lafayette, Louisiana. Lafayette, Louisiana was such a shock. It's great temperature. It's got that Cajun flavor to it, baby. And that was the one place I wasn't able to take any pictures or video, even though I was there over a week. I was busy, and so Lafayette, Louisiana was very surprising. Another place that's really surprising was Yuma, Arizona. Oh, what a pleasure it was to cross that border. I was only in California for a few hours. I had to go to San Diego to go to my wealthy person's doctor, what's it called, health nucleus that I signed up for a year ago. I had a follow-up appointment with them. So I was in Las Vegas at Tone Vase's awesome event. That was great too. I went to get my blood test in San Diego that Monday morning. Immediately left San Diego. I did not want to be in California, but I had to get gas there. It was already $5.40. Ridiculous. But a pleasure it was to drive over that border into Yuma, Arizona. Price goes down to $3.89 a gallon. Pound that like button. And Yuma, Arizona is one of the most sunniest, is supposedly the sunniest city on earth. People are working real hard there. It is very close to the Mexican border. Incredible amount of hardworking Mexican immigrants there. And they have, some of these smaller towns. I mean, like I was looking forward to seeing Farmington, New Mexico, and it's just down on its luck. Yuma is definitely, it's still Farmington, New Mexico has a lot of potential, okay? It's unfortunate, the Native American population that lives in Farmington, they have a lot of the guys there have some issues, man. Farmington relies on the federal government in so many different ways. And I highly discourage that. You become a slave of the federal government, and Farmington has a lot of that. But Yuma is the opposite. Yuma it's entrepreneurial Mexican people working real hard. And I admire what I saw in Yuma. And in Farmington, buildings are falling apart. In Yuma, they're building new buildings. And some of the trendier, food places that you see out west are in Yuma, Arizona. Also, another highlight again, I've been on the road since I bought the Versa right before Thanksgiving. I spent Thanksgiving in Baltimore with my awesome family. And I was just on the road. I drove completely across the country. Then I had to drive completely back to Miami, much faster pace. Midland, Texas, another place, hardworking people there, great stuff. When I was in Miami, I flew to Baltimore for the first, for about 4 days, for the first two Seders of Passover. So I've only been in Baltimore 4 days this year. Okay, but my family and I I think I mentioned to everybody, I'm paying for my entire family to go to Disney World. Not the airfare, but everything else. And trust me, everything else is incredibly expensive. To stay at the Grand Floridian, which is the best hotel in Disney World, but it's really great. My whole family. I'm not going to say how many people are in my entire family, but it's it's over 10, and so it's going to be great to do that. That's going to be a highlight of. Coming up, I'm not going to say exactly what day it is. I don't need people stalking me. But I want to enjoy my vacation with my family. All right, I went on a little rant there. Glad you're still doing vids. I'm not really. I'm only doing vids when you guys pay me and when I feel like doing them, okay? And when I'm doing, because they're such a pain in the butt. YouTube hasn't, and no. And this is the thing. Yaron Brook who, I mean, he's inspired me a lot of, thinking, the objectivist type of thinking, and being a unique beast, and believing in true capitalism, okay, and not believing in the fascist government, fascist economic policy that all governments, including the United States government, trend toward. But Yaron Brook has been wrong about Bitcoin, horribly wrong about Bitcoin, since, I think he started talking about it in 2018. And people give him so much money in the super chat, okay? So much money. No, it's not, and it's not because of, I'm just saying, dudes, throw a little bit my way too, okay? Because I've been giving you the right advice about Bitcoin. All right. BTC Moongeist is halving in less than 2 years. Yeah. Can't wait to see what happens. Same thing's going to happen, dude. That's been happening. I mean, we're living through 2018. So, I mean, 2024 is the next 2020. It's nothing's really changed much, except it's a better, more robust version. The Bitcoin community, the Bitcoin vibe is stronger than ever. And that's what my point is, that 2022 is a much better version of 2018 for all you people who want to be scared, and all the people that are like, Adam, make a video. You make my hands so much stronger. We miss you making videos. You shouldn't need me, dudes. I'm giving you straight the opportunity out there. I just gave you a blueprint on how to get your kid a job, how to get yourself a job. You got to be in motion virtually to get in touch with these people, okay? You can't be a tree. They're not going to find your Twitter feed on your own, but gosh darn it, when people DM me, regular people have DM'd me through the years, I give them advice and stuff. Freaking Christian, who is a big wig at Bitcoin Magazine right now, in 2018, 4 years ago, was a freaking kid who sent me a DM, who knew I was going to speak at a conference in San Francisco, and says, let's hang out. And from there, he was in motion, okay? And he's doing real well with this stuff. He's just one example. Dennis is a guy who been on my show before, and Dennis was a regular guy DMing me back and forth. All these times through the years, I put out job opportunities. He's like one of the few guys who actually took advantage of the job opportunities. He's working in the crypto space. He's doing great for himself. So it's just about being in motion, but it's also putting in perspective. I'm giving you an example of why this is really a golden age, okay? And the simple things you can do. You compete. Don't complain. People are like, oh, it's the worst time to live. Oh, the word inflation, we're starving. No. It's during the Great Depression, which this is not. One third of the people made money. Okay, this is such a great freaking time to be alive. So there's your insider information. Well, it's not. It is inside. It should be common knowledge information. 210,000 block theory. That there's a 4-year cycle, that there's a halving. But people don't know that. People want to get into all these. They want to get distracted with Lightning Network technicalities. Okay, and then if you really understand that stuff, that is great. But so many people waste time on these. They want to hear debates. Is Bitcoin really money? Yaron Brook was in one of these debates, dude, and he talks about why Bitcoin isn't really money. You're a fool. I mean, if you're going to get in, but he doesn't buy Bitcoin. Okay, he's like, I don't believe in it. Blah 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 blah. You would rather debate. Debate is not action. Okay, I'm giving you action items, and that's disappointing about people like Yaron Brook. They're smart guys. They'd rather debate philosophical stuff. It's to actually do something when it comes to Bitcoin. Now, he doesn't like Bitcoin, but all right. So Lance, it's great to see Lance. He's an in-motion person that I met in person, who can vouch that Salt Lake City is awesome and that Tone Babes' event was awesome. How much longer am I going to be in Salt Lake City? Well, again, this weekend I'm not going to be, but I'll be back until a little bit after the Jewish holiday of Shavuot, because I like the Chabad here. And then I'm going up to Boise for a long time. I'm going to be in Boise for over 2 months. It's going to be. And during that time, I'm going to also be flying out to Charlotte for the Bitcoin Day event there. It's linked to below. And I'm talking about decentralization. And Brian McClanahan and being a unique beast. do not be an algorithm slave and just watch what the algorithm tells you to watch. I found a guy named Brian McClanahan. I learned about him in the comments section. Maybe it was of your On Brook video. And this dude knows American history. He knows about states' rights in terms of decentralization. And this is something that I've talked about a lot lately in the past, in my recent shows in the past when I went beyond Bitcoin. And the states have a lot of power here. Florida, it was awesome. Texas is awesome. So you don't know that this virus nonsense is going on. In some states you do know, some cities you do know, but the states can take it to an extreme level here, okay? And say, we are not enforcing your federal laws. And Brian talks about, I linked to Brian McClanahan, I'm butchering, I think he might be from Maryland originally, because he's got an Oriole thing in the background. Great videos. I was binging on his videos recently, last week. He's linked to below. Watch his videos. Some people are going to be triggered because he talks about secession. Be a man about it, okay? He might. You don't have to agree with the dude about a lot of things, but he gives you this. He's got this decentralized mindset, but he doesn't talk about cryptocurrency at all. So it's a great. If you're a thinking person like I am, you can see the connection and you can incorporate it into your life and just develop your life philosophy more and be, again, I am a confident decentralist. That is, if people are going to ask, are you a Democrat or no? I'm a confident decentralist. That's what I am in everything in life now. Confident decentralist. It's compete, don't come. All my sayings fit under that category right there. And Johnny Midas, I don't know why he said this, but I do want to. This is brought up on. I did talk about this back in September when it happened, and he mentioned that the great Vention passed away from cancer, and that was in September. And I don't know why he's saying this in the chat right now, but there are some people out there that don't know this. And he was a great Bitcoiner, and through the years we've had guys like Tor who passed away, and Daniel who passed away. And then if you're in this long enough, there are going to be guys that leave the space that way. And you need to be prepared. You need to understand what Bitcoin truly is. I was just contacted by a woman who said, my mother loved your show. She passed away. I can't get her money off of Coinbase. And I said to her, I can't help you do. She wanted, if I could I had some technical skill to do it. I said, it's not a technical skill issue. This is a legal issue now. It's a legal issue. You got to get yourself a lawyer. So I told her the lawyers that spoke at Tone Vays' event to get in touch with them. But why I bring this up now is a lot of people are like, well, Coinbase is so safe. And God bless this woman who passed away. She actually passed away in 2018. And they still haven't been able to get her money off of Coinbase. They're having issues. So I bring this up to so you fully understand what control your own private key means and what decentralization is. Coinbase is safe, right? But and no doubt when they finally get it, they're going to have to pay all sorts of inheritance taxes, and they're going to have to pay for a lawyer to figure out this situation. If you just know how to use a Trezor, that is one of the skills that I talk about, guys, that you could teach your 18-year-old kid, your 16-year-old kid, for God's sakes. Doesn't even need to go to college. Well, again, the good part about college is the socialization. And I think some of the schools have gotten back into normal socialization. You don't want to be paying $50,000 for your kid to wear a mask. And it is disgraceful what I still see of college kids and younger on their own walking around outside in beautiful cities wearing masks. It's unbelievable. But a skill is storage. And people are laughing. And setup. If you know how to set up a Trezor, if you know how to store Bitcoin on a Trezor, you're in really good shape. You're not going to get in the shape that, unfortunately, this woman got into. And she was a grandmother who died. She was an older woman, and it was, I guess, harder for her to learn these skills. She relied on Coinbase. But look what you can avoid in life if you know how to, if you've got those skills and you can demonstrate those skills. And I know some of you are still laughing. Most people don't know how to send a Bitcoin from a regular address to another an address. Okay, they don't know how to send. It's too complicated. There's numbers. They just whatever. They bought They think they own Bitcoin, but they have it on Coinbase. That's it. They've never sent it anywhere, and then they might change it into dollars sometimes. And all right, so. All right, so people are talking about Coinbase on here. I'm just seeing people. I don't want to miss anything. All right, yeah. So we got some of the usual guys are back. Good, retweeted out there. All right, so these are some of the things I'm going to talk about in Sioux Falls this weekend. I hope you can come out. The Adam 10. I think it's Adam 10 is the discount code again. Yeah, it is. Whatever it is, I tweeted it out. Follow me on Twitter at TechBalt, TechBalt. Good to see you. Good to see everyone. People are saying it's great to see me. Again, dudes, I posted a picture of you. You could see me on Twitter in front of the Capitol building in Cheyenne, Wyoming last weekend. It is really windy in Cheyenne. Can't take that wind. Salt Lake City is beautiful right now, but you can tell it gets cold. This is my third time in Salt Lake. I was in Salt Lake City in 2020, 2021, and 2022. I love it. There are a lot of woke people here. There would be even more if people weren't scared of Mormons. So, I mean, I don't see anything Mormon related here at all. I love Mormons. I have nothing against Mormons. But a lot of people from California think Mormons are freaks. And thus, that is good for the people of Salt Lake City because not as many Californians are moving here as are moving probably to Boise and some other places, to Austin, I guess. So the Mormons are they keep Salt Lake City, from becoming more like places some of you might not like. Me, I'm totally comfortable that it's liberal here, it's clean here, it's whatever here. I'm totally comfortable with that because it's not threatening at all to me. I mean, I saw a woman with a ridiculous shirt on that says "say the word," and it was, I don't know if I want to even say the word, but it's what women are, when you have a child in you and you get rid of it. That's you even see that in Salt Lake City. There's signs. It's so funny, these trendy people in Salt Lake City that have the BLM signs. And again, I've mentioned this so many times. There are hardly any B's here, first of all. But whatever, demographics are demographics. But one of the combinations that I see, they've got these Ukrainian flags out now. And they're BLM signs and stuff that deals with the Roe versus Wade signs. Very, very interesting. Very interesting. I mean, just people trying to fit in. And I'm so against that. And I'm against it in the Bitcoin space too. And I want to bring that up. There's the Bitcoin Inquisition. There's a lot of pressure on people that people give into that you can't even mention other coins. You can't dare say that Ethereum is not a scam. You're excommunicated. And that's centralizing everything but behind one religious belief and just to fit in. And I don't care. If you truly are a Bitcoin holder, you can't be canceled. You're a unique beast. They can't take away your Bitcoin. You're in good financial shape, so you can say whatever you want to say, and that's what I am. And believe what you want to believe. Don't let people thought police you, whether it be the trendies in Salt Lake City. And I mean, these people keep their lawns immaculate too. They just got these ugly signs in them and Ukrainian flags. It's hilarious. Hope you are well, says Marco. Hey, Marco, of course I'm well, baby. I'm great. I did my sprints. I'm totally I had a weird thing with my leg when I was in Chattanooga. That was weird. I couldn't run for one day. It was strange. I guess I didn't stretch right. But other than that, oh yeah, and some of you will in Las Vegas. There were about 12 hours in Las Vegas. I was out of it, but it was basically at nighttime. I don't know what happened, but I was fine afterwards. After I defecated quite a bit, I ate something that was weird. I think it was food poisoning. It was very strange, very strange. Don't give you guys. Hey, by the way, I'm now a vegetarian. I haven't eaten meat since January 31st. And we can talk about this in another Bitcoin, Beyond Bitcoin show. You know, someone wants to pay me $100. I'll do a Bitcoin show about my new eating style. But I have a lot of beans now, and I gotta say, I'm able to defecate like 3 times a day with these lentils and beans and stuff. And it is smooth. It is some smooth defecation, baby. You know, smooth criminal? No, smooth defecation. Pound that like button. Won't be talking about the smooth defecation in Sioux Falls, but hey, you send $100, we'll do that. And again, thanks for the Ethereum. The guy who sent me Ethereum, whoever you were, that was very nice. I'll take it. And you know, there's a guy that DMs me about Stacks. This is a very interesting. I don't know. This Stacks altcoin that Munib created. I've retweeted some stuff about it. Okay. This is a very interesting altcoin. He said it's a way to build. It's a way to have NFTs on Bitcoin. Okay. It's a way to have DeFi on Bitcoin. Now, Stacks can only exist if Bitcoin exists. Okay. It's not there to destroy Bitcoin. It's everything behind it. If Bitcoin stopped, it would be, it's a, I don't want to use the word leech on Bitcoin, but it's a parasite on Bitcoin. It's a negative connotation to that. But, you know, every miner has to buy Bitcoin. Every miner has to have Bitcoin. So this is a positive for Bitcoin. So I have no problem. Some people are like, it's a scam. It was funded by venture capital, this, that, and the other. And people argue about the meaning of the word on. Okay. I don't have time to worry about the meaning of the word on. Okay. It's built on Bitcoin. All I know is that they buy Bitcoin. The miners have to buy Bitcoin. That is a positive for Bitcoin. And as long as Stacks exist, you know, people are like in 100 years, when you know, who's going to use, there's going to be no more mining fees anymore. All right. So who's going to pay these transaction fees? Well, Stacks will. They will have to pay. They are going to pay the Bitcoin transaction fees. Okay. They have to include a transaction in every single Bitcoin block. Okay. Thus, in order for them to exist, they have to pay the transaction fees, the miners' fees. So when they stop mining new Bitcoin, that's one of the things. And you know, I'm going off on a tangent here that I really shouldn't now, because I'm not going to talk about this in Sioux Falls. So there goes my practice for Sioux Falls. But I just wanted to mention this because it's a unique. People are talking about this. The dollar must be used by United States taxpayers. Also, it's a continual use of the dollar. What must Bitcoin be used for continually? Is there anything out there that is forced to use Bitcoin? And this is it. Stacks is forced to use in every, it's used every single block. Stacks is in there. Okay. So with the United States dollar, we know that in order to buy oil, for now at least, and in order to pay your taxes forever, so it's a continual use case for the dollar is right there. And that's a continual use case for the use of Bitcoin right there is this Stacks thing. That's a little, and another, so that's an unpopular thing that I talk about. I don't care. I can't be canceled. All right. I don't need a centralized authority to tell me what to talk about, what not to talk about. But and I wanted to make really 2-minute Twitter videos about these. I have so many little topics I want to bring up in 2-minute Twitter videos. And feel free to, cut this out on my video and make your, tweet out videos of me saying this stuff, and I will retweet it. And that helps build your online presence. It is good. I don't like calling it the attention economy, but it was back in 2017 when I learned the term attention economy. And there was I think it was in Australia. No, it was a guy that said, you got to have your place in the attention economy. And he was right. Build up your Twitter following, build up your YouTube thing. I mean, these social media platforms have become woke and disgusting and harder to use. YouTube specifically is harder to make videos than it was in 2017. but you have a place in the attention economy. You're able to reach out in a more serious manner to these CEOs, whoever, at these companies, and just engage with them. You do not necessarily, network. It's crypto networking. Okay, that's part of what I'm going to talk about in Sioux Falls. That's what I've been talking about this entire video. Throughout this video is crypto networking, how the opportunities in 2022 destroyed that of 2018. And then if you are in motion, you are going to become wealthy in this golden age. And this golden age isn't going anywhere. So another unpopular thing, Ethereum 2.0 is coming probably third quarter. That'll be similar to when Facebook first announced Libra in 2019 and Bitcoin pumped because of that. Then when we found out Libra wasn't happening, it dumped. But Bitcoin will pump because of Ethereum 2.0. So I wish Ethereum 2.0 well. I also believe that the metaverse is going to be tremendous. So why not have Bitcoin be involved in the metaverse through stacks, okay? And you don't have to believe in the metaverse. But the people that it's a scam, it's a this, it's a that. People just, you don't think when you call Ethereum a scam. When you call Ethereum a scam, you're not using your brain at all. And you're buying into this popular narrative to fit into this gang mentality, all right? You're welcome to do that. And I have no problem, if people want to, create echo chambers where Ethereum is a scam, where there's, the whole world is falling apart, Vitalik is the devil, be my guest. I think you're wasting your time. I'm very comfortable being a Bitcoiner, saying that I could talk about what else is going on around the world and be confident enough in Bitcoin that whatever, they could do their thing, I can do our thing. And let's take it to a national level here. If you live in the state of New York, why should it matter to you what's going on in Wyoming? What's your problem, man? Let Wyoming do what Wyoming's going to do. If you love New York so much, you make it as woke as you want to make it, okay? Why do you have to force your values on the people of Wyoming, okay? Or the people of Texas or whatever? Mind your own business, pound that like button, and do a super chat right now, all right? We don't need, New York, the regulators over there, they want to regulate the whole United States in terms of finance. Who gave you that right? Who gave New York to be the king of the finance rules of the United States? First of all, there shouldn't be any financial regulation. Regulation is all about guilty until proven innocent, which I'm totally against. And this is something I learned from Yaron Brook. I know I was, Yaron Brook, a lot of you still don't even know who Yaron Brook is. Look him up. Again, some of you are not going to, he's got TDS, obviously, but you can learn so much about what proper capitalism is, and that there should be a complete separation of state and money. And Saifedean also agrees with that. Saifedean and Yaron Brook they sound exactly the same when they talk about the relationship between state and money. There should be a complete separation of state and money. And a lot of you still are statist when it comes to money. And you've got to, I hope you can free your mind of that mentality, because you think that the government needs to help people and needs to protect people. This is we are living in the wild, wild west right now, okay? What just happened with Terra and whatever, Luna, I don't even know what the heck it was called. There were no bailouts there. Freaking awesome. I thought it was great. People learned the hard way. They didn't need the government to come in there and say, oh, no, you can't. Now, unfortunately, there's going to be a lot more regulation. Elizabeth Warren is going to be calling for more stablecoin regulation. And also, I've talked about many times, don't value your wealth in Bitcoin. Don't value your time and value your time in halvings. Don't get caught up in these election cycles and everything like that. It's not the end of the world. If Joe Biden becomes president, was it the end of the world? No, we're doing great. But I do want to say one thing. It doesn't hurt, getting on Dennis out in Oregon, who's been on my show before, getting on his page and just getting on the one issue voter page and just saying Bitcoin is the only thing I care about in terms of elections. I'm only voting for people that are cool with Bitcoin. And the woman from California, oh my God, what's her name? She spoke. I saw her speak at Bitcoin Magazine event. She's not that impressive at all, but she believes in Bitcoin, and so it's a true test. She's running against Brad Sherman, whatever her name is, in the So if you're a registered Democrat, it's a true test. Or if she actually beat Brad Sherman and you're a Republican, and the Republican doesn't like Bitcoin, it would be a true test, of your conviction to the one issue voter thing, to vote for her, Erica, to vote for her over. But she's mindless soundbite after mindless soundbite, and she's pretty bad. But if you're a true one, but why I brought up politics? So the one presidential candidate, the worst of the worst of all the presidential candidates out there, because I don't believe Biden's going to run for president. I think something will happen between now and then. Although if he is still mildly healthy, then there are enough people in his entourage. It'll be like Weekend at Bernie's when you're pushing around a dead body, because people bet. It's not. I mean, remember, there are a lot of people under him that benefit greatly. So they want to. That's who's propping him up right now. But Elizabeth Warren is the worst of the worst. Is the worst of the worst. She could slow down the progress of this golden age in the United States of America a little bit, impede it. So I just want to put that out there right now. And obviously the best Republican well, in truth, right now, the best Republican candidate for Bitcoin would be Ted Cruz. But if you're not a one-issue voter, the best Republican candidate out there right now is DeSantis. He's the leading candidate if the previous president doesn't run. For those of you who want to talk about politics now, I don't want to talk about politics at all. I went on a little bit of tangent there. And yes, I'll be wearing this shirt in Sioux Falls, so you're getting a little preview. And I want to wrap up the show pretty soon. We haven't had any super chat questions. Feel free to ask more questions. I think a lot of people are getting a kick out of this because you haven't heard me have a long show for a while, and I've gone. All right, so efficient time use. All right, remember, play this at 2x. That's part of being a unique beast. That's insider information right now. Right there for people. So people, insider information in the Bitcoin space, don't waste your time on technical things that you don't understand. Watch videos that you can learn from. Play them at 2x, because that's or at 1.5x, whatever you're comfortable with. Attend these events, and when you're at these events, you're paying $100 to go to these events in person. Meet every single speaker. I will talk to anyone. Okay, I will be your buddy. And then DM them afterwards. Do follow-ups with them. Even if you're not looking for a job, it doesn't hurt to DM with people who are prominent in this golden age space. Do not be shy. Do not be a tree. And you don't have to live in their city. You can work for them remotely. That's the beauty of the technology that we are, that goes beyond Bitcoin. That you can live in a place like Salt Lake City, and get paid like you live in San Francisco. Okay, and it doesn't even have to be that extreme. All right, live in a real low cost of living city, smaller city like Lafayette, Louisiana. Get paid like you're living in a really high second tier city where people get paid a lot. In Miami, okay, and that gives you. And then if the company is based in San Francisco, they're saving money right now. They're paying you like you live in Miami, but you're getting a good deal because you're getting paid like you live in Miami, but you're living in Lafayette, Louisiana. And I'm giving away secrets if I talk about Lafayette, Louisiana, okay? Because not many people know that it's pretty fun. I mean, seems like there's a lot of freaking fun down there. And I think there's a bad neighborhood there. Which, some of these cities don't even have bad neighborhoods. Salt Lake City, there's no bad neighborhoods, I don't think. I don't think there's anything close to anything remotely resembling Baltimore. No. Let me take that back. I am 100% sure in the city of Salt Lake City, there is nothing that resembles Baltimore at all. Nothing at all. Nothing at all. In Lafayette, there are some things that resemble Baltimore. There are some things that some of you might be scared of, whatever. But the university there kind of dominates Lafayette. Some people want bigger cities. Nashville, Miami, those are great bigger cities. Great bigger cities. And I enjoyed my time in Miami. The month that I was in Miami, beautiful weather, beautiful. All right. And just the people working hard, the entrepreneurial spirit, that people aren't scared. Still, when I go back to Baltimore, that people are lazy. People are scared. People are slaves. They complain. They rely on the government. It's so sickening. Just read the Baltimore Sun. All the woke stuff, worrying about Johns Hopkins' history in slavery. This is what they worry about. The people don't even go to Johns Hopkins. They want to guilt John. That's their job, to guilt Johns Hopkins. Envious of the smart people, and all the people at Johns Hopkins become guilt-ridden servants to the woke mob too. So the heck with that. The heck with that ecosystem that's like guilt Johns Hopkins, get some people to blackmail people to give us woke people some money, and the whole cycle continues. They're not producing anything in Baltimore. Nothing's produced in Baltimore. Nashville, Miami, the ideas that are coming out of there. Bitcoin Magazine is based in Nashville. I mean, it's awesome. It's awesome. These cities are great. People, that's what happens when you're free and you're not scared, okay? You see it firsthand. Greg says, are you opposed to Ledger Nano X Atom? No, I'm not opposed to Ledger Nano X. No. Why would I like Trezor, Ledger, some of these events, they give you these new free ones that I haven't even tried out. I've given my siblings some of these other ones for them to try out, ones that I've never even heard of. If you went to the event, the Bitcoin Magazine event, everybody got a free storage device. I forgot the name of it. Tone Vase's event too. I think we all got free storage event. People complain and say, why was the Bitcoin Magazine event? Well, if you bought it the last minute, I think it was like $1,000. But let's say you bought only a few months ahead of time. It was like $400, $500. You got a free storage device. That's $100 right there. Some of the other goodies, the networking opportunities are definitely worth $400. All right. If you're in motion, if you got a plan, if you know how you're gonna, if you need a partner, if you need to raise money, I mean, in the mining room, I heard from someone in the mining room, people were talking about huge deals and stuff. I stressed this, and I want to stress this again, what I said at the beginning. Just because the price of Bitcoin is down doesn't mean these companies aren't spending a lot of money. And you want to get a $100,000 job? What is an $80,000? I don't know what makes you comfortable. Okay, I don't know what makes people comfortable these days. All right, but that's nothing and you complain about venture funding. These are that's how you get funding, people, for a private bet. I love venture capitalists. Long live venture capitalism. They're the ones who, give the seed money for these companies. They're the big companies in our space that some of you are envious of. But if you want a job, who's giving them this money? Millions and millions of dollars. They're spending it on, volcanoes and whatever they're spending it on at these events. You better believe they're going to spend it on you if you can demonstrate that you can bring something from them, if you can bring marketing skill. What are you going to do if you can show that if you know how to send a Bitcoin, store a Bitcoin? All right. If you could demonstrate it, if you could do your assignment, what was 210,000 blocks ago? What day was it? How much was Bitcoin worth? Yeah. And I have this positive attitude. Have the positive attitude, people. Don't be a doomer. It's the doomers who are like, Ethereum's a scam. It's disgraceful. Okay. It's the doomers who need the reassurance. They are not confident decentralists. They think this is they've lived through 2014 and 2018, and they're still wondering, like, well, maybe this is bad for Bitcoin. Maybe this bear market is the end. Maybe this bear market's we're never gonna recover, and the world is in Russia. No, you're caught in this mentality. You have this negative spin on life. If you are comfortable, if you are confident, truly confident in yourself, truly confident in Bitcoin, truly confident in the world and politics, truly a decentralized individual, you let that person be, and you have that strong hand. You have the conviction, and you know everything's going to be all right because we've lived through the cycles before. There have been much darker days than this. People are comparing this to March of 2020, and it was worse that day. Of course, it was worse that day. The Bitcoin price went down to the high 3,000s. And what did Adam Meister do that day in that 24 hour? I bought 2 Bitcoin, and one of the proudest moments of my Bitcoin life. And so, right now, I can tell you that it's not that vibe. There are some macro events that are playing into the Bitcoin price being down. That comparison is valid, but this is just part of the cycle, baby. That was a little off cycle when that happened, when people panicked because of the virus. I mean, looking back now, what was all that panic for? And that got people in a mindset, a loser mindset. There are some people that have never recovered from their mindset. They are still scared. They are still doomers. They haven't gotten into this golden age. They still think there's a fear mentality, okay? There are still people that are locked in the basements, whether, physically or mentally, and they haven't got on this golden age train. We've been in this golden age decade for 2 years now, okay? 3 years, okay? 2020, 21, 22, whatever way. And I've given you things during this talk that are action items. I'm not just talking theoretical stuff, all right? I gave you action items. Soup up your freaking Twitter feed, make a video, put yourself out there, go to these events, contact whatever you want to call it, influencers, CEOs, whoever. I hate being called an influencer. I'm no influencer. I'm a freaking Bitcoiner. I'm a unique beast. I'm a confident decentralist. All right. I've got so much more written down here. Tell me what ideas you think I should talk about in this whole rant in Sioux Falls. This is a little preview. I probably skipped a lot that I meant to talk about. I'm just seeing it. Last questions going once. Yeah. So someone said it's bad OPSEC to take a free device to secure your assets. Just say, well, if no one knows, if there were 20,000 people at that event, they handed out the free thing to everyone. All right. I mean, it's not, if you're just some nobody, you store your stuff on there, it's not bad OPSEC. No one knows that you have it. No one knows that you have it. They didn't write your name down and say, there's no list of everybody that's got it, okay? Well, you give it to your sister or whatever, or your brother. Your brother, they're not going to know, okay? It's only an OPSEC issue if someone knows that you have it, all right? No one's going to know that. I went off on why did I even answer that darn question? Dude, you want to make sure if you do have a free device that it isn't busted into. That is true. I mean, you want to make sure it's wrapped. That's not OPSEC though. That's that's basic safety right now. You don't want your thing to have been. But this company that gave out 20,000 of these things, if they did something bad, immediately, that's it. No one will use the thing anymore. So, what's his face gives out free stuff. Charlie's brother, Bobby Lee, that's they give out. They haven't had a problem. All right, but yes, there's trust involved with that. When you're buying a freaking third-party storage device, there's trust involved. So there's always going to be some mild bit of risk, dudes. It's better than keeping it at Coinbase. Okay, remember the story I told you about the grandmother. All right, that's it. Pound that like button, everybody. I'm going to have my one meal of the day very soon here in beautiful Salt Lake City. Spread the word, everybody. Thank you very much. And I'm not going to do another show until I feel like it, or you guys send me $100 combined. There'll be some update somewhere. But I'm on Twitter every single freaking day, so don't complain and say I don't see you, Adam. You don't need to see this beautiful face. It's not about my beautiful face. It's about the information. It's the unique beast information that I it's easily conveyable over Twitter or other social media forums. Thanks, everybody. Bye-bye. Pound the like button.